Okay, 10 seconds.
I promise to take you to the most wonderful places on earth here. If I can take her in this creation, it must be love.
What is going on? What's going on? This is Kamisha Reviews. Welcome to, I think I got Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. One of the hardest working YouTubers on here. You know, I blog at night. I'm sorry, blog at night. Work at night and blog in the daytime.
I go hard, bitch, I go hard, I go hard, I go hard, bitch, I go hard, I go hard.
Well, I told you guys I had Miss Ida coming on the Blonde Beauty. My sister's gonna be super happy I had her on here today. And without further ado, because I know she is super booked and busy. Look, I'm hearing she's very, very sought after. I didn't realize that until here recently. But let me bring little mama on.
Hey.
Oh, I love that hair. It ain't just because I have blonde hair, but your color on your skin is just everything. I don't know.
Thank you so much. You.
How are you, mama? How are you doing? And thank you so much for coming on here. Yes, everybody's saying you're gorgeous. She is, bro. I'm like,
thank you. So
let me see. The first thing I wanted to talk to you about, and it tripped me out how I posted this picture of you because I thought your hair was super cute. And then the shirt, my sister was the very first one. If you look at my Instagram, the very first person that said something, she says, sis, that shirt. So I went and reread it, and I was like, everybody is tripping over this shirt. And so I noticed that every comment after the fact was talking about this shirt. Is this your shirt, like your brand or something? Or
actually, my sister bought me this shirt. Wow. And it's funny because I actually took this picture in Denver with my nephew, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. With her son. I took her son to Denver, and we did some Denver things, and I was like, this is the shirt for that trip. So yeah, my sister bought this for me.
It's a very cute picture, and a lot of people was like saying, can we get the shirt? Like it's your brand, like that's your tagline or something like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask her that because I didn't see her post anything like that, but I said, you know, you never know. It's a corny the way I said it's a corny. The people need to get at you about merchandise on the real because I heard more about this shirt than anything. The cute cut, but that shirt.
The shirt. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you never know. I mean, you never know. I'll look and see if anybody got it on lock, and if they don't, then it's coming soon.
Oh, let's go. Oh, that's okay. That's what's up. Okay, now one of the things I did. Okay, you asked about the way you reacted on not really reaction, I guess, when you were eliminated from the show. To me, I said this recently. I said it was such a genuine reaction, like, you know, it was just like a shock, and a lot of people wanted to know what was behind the shock because, like, you wasn't expecting it, I guess. And the way you reacted, and I thought that was a real moment because, you know, if you're on TV or doing something, you think people are going to act a certain type of way, you know, just being real. But when you was like, oh, you hug it, oh, that's all, I was like, to me, that's a G moment on reality TV. It was because it's like she's not going to be fake with it. She's like, look, why are you up on me? And no. So if you kind of want to dig in that a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. So I was shocked that I got eliminated because a lot of the interactions, well, honestly, none of the interactions did you see in its entirety. And there were some that were completely not shown. So on Saturday, I spent quite a bit of time with Khalil. I spent quite a bit of time with Christian. I spent quite a bit of time with Ron. I actually had a conversation with everybody. We were out there filming for, I mean, honestly, from the time they asked us to show up to the time I got home, I showed up at 10 a.m. I didn't get home till midnight that night. So it lets you know how long we filmed. I talked to everybody more than once. I talked to AJ twice. I talked to Dietrich twice. So you really didn't get to see a lot of that. And so I feel like in hindsight, looking at the kind of how things concluded, that it would not have, I'm not going to say, well, okay, when by the time they went to production and start editing, they knew I went home on the second day. So it was more conducive of them to make the first episode kind of like, okay, we need the audience to understand why next week she's going home. So I feel like that was kind of like the story. I'm not saying that's how everything that I said, I actually said.
Right.
However, the way that they kind of put it together, they didn't show really the dynamics, in my opinion, transparently, because there were more than one instance where a guy came up to me and started the conversation with, you know, I just been watching you from across the room, and you know, that dress just looks so good on you. Your skin, the sun out here just got your skin glistening. They didn't show any of that. They didn't show somebody saying, you know, I've been trying to talk to you all day, but I mean, you just been busy. They didn't show that. They also didn't show a lot of the boring conversations I had to suffer through. So, you know, they didn't show any dialogue. It just made it look like I was just talking. So of course, to y'all or to whoever, to my detractor, they're like, yeah, ooh, it's not going to go home. We sick of her. She rude. She this. But I'm like, that's actually not what happened. That's not what happened. So I was shocked because I felt like I had built a good rapport with at least 8 of the guys. Well, it was only 8 left at that time. Like I had the day of the brunch, I had a very long and good conversation with KG. They didn't show any of that. Dietrich and I, the conversation that you saw us have was longer than that. And it was actually a really good conversation. It was a really, really good conversation. So, and they didn't show the conversation I had with Ron. I had quite a few one-on-one conversations at brunch, but they just had me out there looking like I was like, I think I want to get in that conversation. I don't want to get into anybody's conversation because I'm not there for group conversations and I'm not there to meet women. So, of course, I was shocked because I was there and I felt like it wasn't a good representation of what actually happened over those 2 days. But my reaction at the end, it was authentic because I was frustrated. By the time when you see me walk out and they start the voiceover where I'm like, I just want to go home. From the time I walked out the restaurant to the time they filmed that, probably an hour had passed. So I didn't immediately go outside and then my hair started sticking up. And so actually I filmed that and then I was like, they kind of were like, oh, you know, the cursing and everything. Anybody who knows me knows cursing is like, I'm fluent in cursing. It's my second language. And so it's something so therapeutic about it, right?
It is. It is.
Yes. So I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm just out here just saying whatever. Let me go to my car, freshen up. Let me do something to my hair, you know, touch up my makeup, and then we'll come back and we can do it again. They were like, okay. So let me go to my car, freshen up, came back. They still used what they used. So I was like, you're just wasting my time.
Wow. So they used the raw emotion of you just, because, you know, I could tell you had, I don't know, I thought I saw a tissue like you had tears. I mean, I'm that way too. If I'm angry, I'm emotional. So I was right here with you. So you're saying you was going to do another one, or you did film another one, but they used the one that you were emotionally raw in. Absolutely. And they wanted to, initially when I was like, and this is the thing, I wasn't crying because I got sent home. I've actually been in real relationships. Like I've known these men for 36 hours. I was not crying behind them. Trust me. Okay. I was frustrated and I didn't like the treatment. Like after I walked out, they wanted me to wait outside, in a car for until everybody left the restaurant, and then let's let them leave, and then you can get out the car, and then we're gonna talk to you. I didn't like that, so while I was in the car, I took my mic off. We're mic'd all the time. I took my mic off, and then I had some conversations, and so I think that they wanted to
evoke those conversations again, but I had already unplugged my mic. And
Okay.
and so then they had to come back and mic me up again. And then they wanted me to go walk down the street to have this conversation. And I was getting more frustrated because every time we have like a rail here, every time a rail passed, we'd start over. Every time somebody came by on a skateboard, we started over. So by that time, that's when you hear me say, I just want to go home.
Right.
We did this 5 times. I just want to go home. But of course, they put that audio over me walking out of the restaurant. That's not how it happened. I told them I want to go home when we did like the 5th take. And I honestly think I wasn't even on camera when I said that, which is why they couldn't show me saying that. I was talking to one of the producers, and that's when I was like, all right, what I will do is if I can go fix my hair and my makeup, then, you know, I'll calm down, give me a little some water, and then, you know, I'll come back and do it. But I was just really frustrated. Like even when between me getting eliminated and them finishing up like my exit interview, like somebody from the staff came over and was like, can we get your parking permit? I was like, I ain't even done filming.
Oh my God.
No, you can't get my parking permit.
Bro.
Like,
what the? Wait a minute.
So by the time I got back, that's why I was just like, y'all, I just want to go home. I want to go home. Like, I understand what y'all doing. And I was talking to one of the producers one-on-one. But I had my mic still on. So of course they're picking up all the audio. But yeah, it was a lot of different things going on. But it was like the majority of that frustration you saw really wasn't about the people, the men. Y'all was frustrated about getting sent home. They can't make it make sense to me. Make it make sense.
The people are going insane, like in the chat, and just even off. Like, if this is another KG moment, you would be the one. And I'm, you know, because I mean, I'm not saying like a moment, like you know, because what happened with KG, and everybody thought that was unfair. People are really coming for what happened with you. To like, no one could understand it. And I know the whole. I talked to Stacey, and now can you tell me, as far as when you went over there, like you already telling me now that obviously it was edited and everything else, so we didn't see the before after, is what you're pretty much telling us. So when you tried to sit there with, or you sat there with Stacey and everything, what happened there?
So the first time, I had forgot that I went and sat with her and David, because I think David is cool. Like, David is funny. I can tell he's probably a really fun guy to hang out with. But David and I didn't spend any time together, like on a romantic level. The times we did talk, we were like just like cracking jokes and laughing. And because, you know, it's 10 men here. I don't even have the energy to try to romantically connect with all of them. I can tell, like, David would be like somebody who I'll be like, hey, what you doing tonight? Nothing. Let's go down to the bar. Let's go get a piece of the bar. You know, like, he's cool. Like, I feel like he would be a great, like, homeboy. So when I was talking to KG, and KG and I were having a really good conversation about last season, and we were talking about we have a degree in the same thing, and you know, just talking about college and when, you know, communications and the industry. And I was just telling him, like, you know, I do understand what you were saying to Naya. I think your words were misconstrued. However, there was some truth in them. It's like, okay, listen, this is what I do for a career. So even if I want to pay all the bills, this is what I do for, like, it's like saying I'm a teacher. So no, I cannot buy you a Benz. I'm a teacher. Like, this is what I do. And so, so I get it. And because I was, I've done radio and TV and all of that stuff, like, as a profession, very briefly, because I was like, okay, listen, I got desires. So I'm not gonna be able to make it in this industry because they want you to start from the bottom. I don't want to. So, but I was like, we just had this whole conversation. It was a really good conversation. And so one of the producers came over and like, hey, I was like, yeah, can you go join Stacey and David on the couch? And I was like, yeah, but they say it in a way that it's not forceful. It's just like, hey, we want you to go join their conversation. And to me, I'm taking it as, okay, well, like, you know, you want to see me over, you want to see this dynamic, or, you know, get this shot, or maybe it's a photo opportunity for, I don't know what it's for. I don't work here. So I'm like, all right, cool. I go sit down with them. And that's why, honestly, when you see me interrupt Stacey, that's why I'm so awkward, because it's not organic. I'm like, well, I don't know what they're talking about. You want me to go join the conversation? I don't know what they're talking about. So, but okay. And then after that, we were sitting across from Ron, and Ron was sitting by himself. And like I said, I had made a connection with Ron the day before, which is why you see, I don't know why they bothered to show me say I was excited about seeing Ron, because y'all didn't give any background to that. Now
it did look crazy. Yeah,
it was crazy. The night before, me and Ron spent a significant amount of time together talking, like a lot of time talking the night before. So anyway, so yeah, I was looking forward to seeing him because we were just together like 10 hours ago, like sitting on a couch with a blanket around our shoulders. Yeah, looking forward to seeing him, but whatever. So I'm talking to Ron. I'm like, oh, I finally got to see you, because when they had us come into the brunch, they picked who came in and what order. And when I came in, you could see he was already sitting down. He was already having a conversation.
Yeah.
So, I went to speak to him and gave him a hug. And so I finally was just getting able to sit down with him, like finally sat down and was like, so what's up? I'm just over there blushing and smiling.
Right.
And here they come. Hey, I was like, hey, what's up? AJ and Stacey are in there talking. We just want you to go join the conversation. I was like, I don't want to talk to. I mean, I have no beef with either one of them, but Stacey's a woman. I hate to weak women. Stacey's my girl. Like, right. Actually, that's my girl for real. But AJ and I had talked the day before, and I'm like this: if there's a group of men, a group of women, and everybody's not gonna vibe. So now that we've kind of got that first round of who's feeling who out the way, this is the second day. Now it's time to hone in on the connections you actually made yesterday, right? So me and AJ didn't necessarily connect. Like, I think AJ's attractive, super nice, tall, beard on point, all of that. But I had already decided like where I was going to take my talents. And so for them to be like, we know you're talking to Ron, and we saw you talking to Ron all day yesterday, but can you go do this? To me is kind of, I don't know, hypocritical, because I thought we were here to find love, not sit 3 to a love seat, but whatever.
Oh, snap.
That was a little bit of love seat.
Stacey, I ain't studying you. Stacey spoke very highly of you as well. She felt like she speak too much into it, but she said she felt like that you didn't get a good look or whatever, like a raw deal, kind of like that. And so, I spoke about this before, and I understand this is entertainment. I do. But I have said in the past that I feel like sometimes the reality TV shows, they cheat the viewers and even the people on the show, because if you're trying to make a real connection, but they're whispering in your ear and saying, hey, go over there and blah, blah, blah. Is it, you're doing it for TV, but what about the viewers who are looking for to see this couple get together, or the actual cast members who are actually looking for love? Because it sounds like to me, you guys most of y'all were genuinely looking for love.
I agree. And we came there with that thought. However, after being in the process, I feel like it doesn't surprise me. And I see a lot of feedback from the cast, not the cast, like fans, where they're like, well, I hope this season somebody find love, which is indicative of like, typically you don't really see people walk away from the show in a genuine space, or in a like you're not at home thinking like, girl, they found love. You're not at home thinking that. You at home like, she didn't even look like she wanted to be there. Ew. That's kind of how it sometimes comes across. But to me, I don't see the objective being met if relationships are not allowed to flourish organically, and we're not allowed to kind of steer our own ships, so to speak. So on the first day, when they were, because this happened to me on the first day too, when I was talking to Khalil, we were talking and it was going really well, and they were like, can y'all go talk to other people? I understand that, like, hey, y'all, this is the first day. At that time, we didn't know people were going home. We didn't know 2 men were going home.
Oh yeah, so
no, not at that time. So the advice could have been really for Khalil's benefit, like, hey, you need to go talk to all these women. You need to make your rounds. Me personally, I wasn't having a problem making my rounds, but I think that they were like, everybody needs to get to know everybody, because they knew there were going to be 2 eliminations. So I understood that on the first day. But in the evening, after Khalil and Christian went home, like after they went home, we still were there for quite some time. So we then, got to get, like, I feel like when we first got there, like the first round, you go around, give everybody a hug. It was really like it was almost like a cookout. Like everybody was nice, everybody was
Right.
everybody's sweet. And then by the time it got dark and some people went home, then it's kind of like, okay, now it's time to see what it do. It's time for round 2 tonight. So
Yes.
so and I made those connections and had those conversations, and it was actually really good. So it's unfortunate that they only showed me really talking to Jason, which Jason was to me like David. Like I thought Jason was very cool, very nice. We had a lot of good conversations. We drive the same kind of car. You know, we were talking about how when he moved to Houston, he went to the high school I went to.
Oh,
A lot of
wow.
really good conversations.
Yeah.
It was a two-way conversation.
Okay.
And he wasn't, if he was bored, he didn't tell me.
Hmm.
And again, I would like to circle back to they didn't show none of the women being bored, and they didn't show us sitting at the table like together, like I sat down with quite a few women, like individually and as a group, and just like kind of had those conversations, like, girl, so what you think about so and so? Ooh, girl, I don't know, girl. Like we had those conversations, and they have that audio. So I mean, maybe they're saving it for the reunion. I don't know.
Somebody in the chat said they chopped and screwed it and played my sis. I think Ida Find Love. Look, I'm telling you, they're gonna try to get you a reality show at the end of it because that's all that I see. I want Ida to find love, and I'm not gonna lie. I was like, look, I do want it because I'm a very talkative person too. I said I don't want that to be like the thing if a woman talks too much because I'll be in bad shape. I talk a lot. I'm a blogger. So with you, and I was like, well, that's kind of that's the only negative thing. I said, even being aggressive as far as Black women, that's always like a thing. Okay, she's too aggressive. She's too. I don't know why that's a thing. To me, if a woman knows what she wants, who she wants, whatever, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not that woman's problem that other people can't handle it. That's the way I look at it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I think everything is not for everybody. So if it's a I like you, but don't, it's okay. You can like me and not be with me. We don't have to pursue this because what we're not going to do at the tender age of 37 is work on like my personality. I'm not perfect. There are some things I'm willing to change. There's some things I'm willing to like bend on. If you're like, hey, you know, I live in Houston. I don't know where you're located, but if the guy's like, okay, so if the guy's like, I want to live in the suburbs, I might negotiate on that. But if you like, you just laugh too loud. I don't know what you want me to do with that information.
Look,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's fair.
Baby.
I don't think that's fair. I was telling someone the other day, I feel like that's like me telling a guy, like, listen, I know you lost your hair, but I need you to have some hair. Oh, your beard can't connect? Well, I mean, you need to do something about that. You have to change that.
X.
You know, like nobody's saying these things. And I think that for women, I can't speak for nobody but a Black woman, which is myself. It's really the stereotypes, like the words have such a negative connotation around it when it's about a Black woman. Oh, she's aggressive. But if I'm like I'm 37 and I'm the CEO of my company, nobody's saying, oh, she aggressive. You know, she a CEO. It's not that in tone. It's like, you know what, she was aggressive, but she got what she want. And hashtag Black Power, hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag that's my sis. But when you're aggressive in any other space, you know, you got attitude, you know, whatever the case is.
Yep.
And so I'm just like, you know what, it's okay if you don't like who I am or how I am. That's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay.
Yes, living that says all day. The thing about it, I've always been like, I'm going to advocate for Black women, especially. And if we're going to be aggressive and AKA, as they say, loud or whatever, well, baby, you better get ready for some loud, aggressive women because I'm not going to change myself because you can't handle it. And that's literally what it is. And so with you being on a dating show, what made you initially get on the show? Because you do have a great, just like I'm saying, personality. You're gorgeous. What made you actually do this?
I thought that it would be something fun and something different. And honestly, the application process was so long that like, I just felt like, and it was COVID too. Like, I think I sent in the initial email, like maybe last February. And in between, and it was like so many steps and so many people you have to talk to and so much stuff you have to fill out and return, all of this stuff. So, but in between, like every important conversation, it would be like a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. They'll be like, we'll call you tomorrow. But they won't call you for like 4 weeks. And so like in between those conversations, I would just be like, oh well. So,
right.
You know, what can I say? What can I do? So from the time I first initially like applied to when I actually started. They actually started having like real conversations with me. It was probably August by then.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I'm like, yeah. So at that point, I was just like exhausted. But to
Okay.
take you back to my original line of thought, I pretty much tried like every kind of dating you can imagine, and because I'm open, like I just feel like there's no one way to do things. I also feel like I used to joke with my friends and say I wish I was born like in a different time where like you just went to high school, married the guy who took you to prom, and it was it. No questions asked. And if somebody sees you cheating, they coming right to your house. Girl, I saw Wallace down at the pool hall with Cynthia. And you know Cynthia don't mean you no good. You know.
Look, Pierre, you better say that. I saw him out the window with the shoe hanging out and everything.
I mean, those days are over. The days of when somebody mama could shame your boyfriend into proposing, those days are over.
Look, come on, Cooley High. Look, come on, Cooley High.
Mama will shame him. Well, I had to do what was right. I had to make an honest woman. Baby, bye. So,
yep.
All that being said, it's the new millennium. I mean, I have done eHarmony, Match.com.
Oh, wow.
Goddamn, Facebook had a dating thing on there for a little while, but anyway, I've done every dating, blind dates. I've even dated a coworker before. I dated, I've met people, like I was out, met somebody and they were like, I was there by myself, they were there by themselves, and they were like, well, let's like leave here and go on a date. I've done that before, like, you name it, I've done it, and I'm like, why not this? Why not? I mean, at minimum, I feel like it would be fun. And it was fun, but I mean, it wasn't what I expected, honestly.
That's interesting. Somebody said, wait, what did that say? I'm sorry. They said you're glowing, your skin and hair, your cheeks. People they really are surprised that you were eliminated actually so early. I think everybody kind of was. If you see the reaction people's face, they kind of was like, the women. I mean, not the men, the women. They was kind of like, even
I was the same thing. I was like.
I was there and show her. I said, "This is what I'm saying," and we call this editing. Like it's like an editing curse, but we call it an editing situation where we're only seeing Ida doing this. I said, but we're not seeing, and people on this channel already know. I call that fake reality TV, where you literally have not showed us everything. You just showed us. Hold on, let me give you my fake. This is seriously. This is what we talk about over here all the time. This is what. Because of reality TV, but I also know the real of reality TV. That means the producers, they are the biggest beast of reality TV, and it's too much behind the scenes that we don't know about, that you can't say because of contracts and all that kind of stuff. But people do leak stuff out, and over the years of doing reality TV, I do know that a producer will whisper in your ear or tell you something. And I said, for me, if the show, the way it's not the way it was last year with the COVID. It's more of you guys are going out in Houston, you're dating, you're going to lunch, brunch, or whatever. And if somebody goes out, like you were saying earlier, and you see, like if Stacey saw some dude you have been talking to the whole time, she'd be like, girl, I just saw, David coming out of blah, blah, blah. To me, that's where this season is going to get a little bit crazier than last season. Because we're not going to know what people are going to say. And like it's the reunion, almost everything comes out in the reunion, but they can't put everything in the reunion. So it's going to
probably going to be some.
It's okay. So as far, hold on, what somebody said, Troy. Oh, because I remember you talking. Wait, what? Oh, Stacey said, I immediately jumped up. Hey, Stacey. Stacey said, I immediately jumped up to hug her or something. Somebody, please be positive in the chat.
Probably when I got eliminated, probably. They didn't show that like, all the women were like super supportive and super nice. They didn't show any of that. They just showed me clowning the men, which I don't regret.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't think any woman would like take that any differently. And that's something what people wanted to know about. Was the women, really like, oh, and, being there for you as far as after that?
They were super nice.
I was going to ask you.
They were super nice. And, like immediately when I hugged Tressa, she was like, tell me your Instagram. And I gave it to her. And she was like, I'm gonna give your information to everybody. And the next day she reached out and Amber reached out. And eventually I saw Stacey and Chris out and I was like, hey, And we ended up hanging out like the rest of the night. So I connected with everybody. I saw Liz at one of Tressa's comedy shows. I've seen V, like I see her all the time. I saw Kyra last weekend. So everybody, it's like it's all love when we see each other. It's all love.
Oh, and that's what I like to hear, especially amongst the women, because I mean, I know that it can be somewhat catty because you have the gentleman involved and all the other mess. But I love the fact that in a lot of these instances, especially with the Black women, not to be offensive to anyone else, to see that you have that sisterly bond, just like the other shows I've spoken to, they all still to this day have this bond. And I think that's wonderful, because it did look like you was really hurt. And for me and for a lot of people, I remember people was telling me, oh my God, because it wasn't like you was like balled down crying. It had nothing to do with that. It was just the emotion on your face that just made me was like, it did. Like I saw the tissue and I was like tearing up. I was like, if it was me, I'd be crying and getting pissed at the same time.
Yeah,
I know myself. Yeah.
I was pissed.
I was like, she ain't like a G though. I'm sorry. When you was like, nope, get off me.
I was like, wait a minute, get off me.
It was a G moment. To me, that was a reality TV moment. You got to be a certain boy like, oh, I don't want to, I'm going to leave with class. And, oh, okay, bye, everybody. You was like, nah. But
that was as classy as he was going to get in that situation. As far as me telling him to get off of me. I'm like, I can't remember who said it was nice to meet you. I said, obviously, it wasn't nice to meet me. Like
I said, that was the thing. So, look, somebody said they had it adulting. Wait, she said enough. She said enough hugging straight up. Yes. When I looked at Ida, she gave me all. I'm a straight up G. I'm gonna say what it is. And even when you was outside and you was upset and you was saying your thizzle, I was like, look, I'm right there with it, because exactly. I've been pissed the whole entire time after talking. Don't record me, because I'm gonna say stuff like, oh y'all get the camera in my face.
Right, like Naya did last season. They were like, Naya. She was like, I am leaving. She left in dead of night. I was like, I like Naya. Like when I saw her leave, when she was like, wait a minute, are you about to eliminate me? Or you could tell her to the couch. I hollered. I was like, yes.
Okay, I'm saying this was the first thing I said. This is a Naya moment. Okay, because I ain't gonna lie, I live for when Naya did that. I did.
And she walked up like a model too.
You said what?
She walked up like a model.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it, the way you was kind of like when you pushed off, it was smooth, just like Miss Stacey B. It was a smooth criminal moment. You just walked out and you was like, and I really think it's kind of, a little messed up when you said that you did ask for a moment to, gather it together and come back and record and exit. But, I feel like, man, I would have already known they're going to use the one I was going off on. I wouldn't even record all the screaming on. You're going to use that one anyway, because it's TV.
But that's when I was like, I just want to go home. And then they were like, okay, if y'all let me go get myself together, I'll stay and I'll answer the rest of your questions. Because they were asking me a bunch of, like, that wasn't just me off the rip. I was responding to their questions. They never just let you sit down and say, oh, well, let me tell you. No, there's somebody behind the camera asking you questions. And for every one comment you see us make, we probably filmed for 2 hours answering all these different questions. They'll ask them in a different way. They'll reposition them. They'll just ask you like the same questions basically over and over for 2 hours. And then you get to see like 10 seconds of that. But I think they did I'm not gonna say that. They used some decent stuff in the intro episode. So I was a little hopeful, but then they came back with the first episode and I was like, no.
She was like, no.
So with the mixer, I didn't even finish that episode. I couldn't. When they showed Jason acting like I was boring him to death, I was like, oh, y'all playing. No, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
That was an interesting scene. And so was that a genuine scene, honestly?
That was not the vibe or anything between Jason and I. And so we had a great conversation. He actually came over to talk to me. And in that scene, I was telling him about my first visit to LA, and I was trying to explain to him where we stayed, like, because I didn't know the area or what the hotel was called. I was like, it's a hotel that's connected to Sloan Mall. And he was like, maybe, like, he was doing like this, like, oh, okay, I think I know what you're talking about. So it was like one of those conversations. It wasn't like, well, one time at band camp, it it wasn't that. And it wasn't a deep conversation. It was literally us just getting to know each other. And he told me he told me a story about, his life and stuff. But I do feel like in that particular instance, they made that look a certain way, because even the part of the conversation that they came in on didn't make any sense. So it makes it look like the whole thing doesn't make sense. And some people, when production asks them a question, maybe it's a leading question. So I don't know, they could have asked them something like, did you think Ida talked a lot? And again, back to what we were talking about certain things about women, Black women, that automatically seem negative. Ida talks a lot. I don't know why that is so. If that's negative, I don't know why that's negative. That's like saying Ida has short hair. It's just what I have. Yeah. It's not negative. It's not positive. It's just something that I have. So I don't know how he got on that topic, but he never expressed that to me. And I've seen Jason since then. Jason is super nice. He's a gentleman. He is just very, very, very kind. So even if he said that, I didn't feel like it was derogatory. I mean, even though he said it, I didn't take it in a derogatory way. And maybe it's because I didn't feel like, we were like, he wasn't a person that I like naturally connected with. He's nice, like super nice, but like, right. I feel like it was mutual that we were just kind of like, oh, okay, well, you cool. Nice.
Gotcha.
It was mutual.
Gotcha. Wow. Well, I mean, I was wondering what they whispered in his ear too, because from what, not just you, other cast members, not just this show, other shows as well, that they will come to you and say, hey, did you know that they said something about you last night when you went to sleep, or whatever, how small it may be, and you may not react to it at that moment, but the producer in their mind thinking, okay, they're going to either sit on it or they're going to sit on it and then they're going to blow up and then we're going to do this.
Right. I mean, right.
They are producers and that is their job. So like I said, I get this as entertainment. I completely understand that. But like I've always said, sometimes I do feel like that viewers get a little bit cheated, because yes, we'd love to see some drama. We like to see it. We would be liars if we say, oh, no, I don't want to ever see it. But we do want to see that genuine side as well. Especially if it's a dating show. Look, the whole premise of dating shows that started even before Flav, it was about people falling in love because people at home were either single or whatever. So just watch somebody on TV just come together with a stranger and fall in love and have kids. And this has gone on for years and years. Now they take it to a different level. Well, let's see how we can go with the drama, or how high we can go with whatever. I'm not saying that only, dude. I'm just saying as reality show culture in general, they try to only get to that peak. They went one way last year. They're gonna want to take it there a little more. So, like adding KG to the situation. So I want to see them add you till next year. I think that would be awesome, because I don't think you got a chance. I don't know. From everything that you're saying, you did not. Thank you, Pandy. You did not get a fair chance to me. Like I said, I'm not behind the scenes, and I know they had a lot of people to look at both sides. I know they had to try to put a show together. And because let me ask you a question. Do you think you had some genuine connection? I'm not saying with every dude, but did you think you had some where you was like, oh, we had some connections?
Yes, I do think that in those moments. Yes, I do think that. And I do. Well, I know that there are people who felt the same way. I don't think it's realistic to think that 8 men are going to be like, oh, we team Ida. All 8 men. Come on. Right. That's not realistic. But I do know that I had some connections, what I felt like could evolve into a romantic connection with a few people. And some potential connection. Right. Like, oh, okay, I didn't get the chance to talk to you yesterday, but today, like, okay, like I'm liking this conversation. So I felt that way. But I mean, that it is what it is. Right?
Well, they got a hashtag in the chat start called Find Ida Love.
That is funny. Listen.
That is so cute. Well, this is the thing about it. You really, truly, every time I talk to anyone of you guys, and I even told Miss Stacey this yesterday, I said that y'all cast, and I know I say because I'm from the South and from Texas and from Louisiana, that it's something different about this cast that's very genuine to me. Now, of course, I don't know you guys personally. I talked behind the scenes with you guys since it started. And you guys have been very open to me. So as a blogger, that's positive for myself, and you not being all, because I'm on TV. None of y'all represent that to me. So when you did get eliminated, a lot of people in the chat, I was like looking at the comments, and a lot of people were saying, I just don't think that was right. I don't think it was time for her to go. I wanted to see her interact more. What was going to happen? Blah blah blah. And I was just surprised.
I was too.
I was. I don't know, the talking thing. I was like, I knew it. I said they're gonna eliminate her because they're gonna say she talked too much. I already knew it. I've been told my whole life, you talk too much.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't ever think of an instance where somebody was rewarded for being too quiet. Well, she's really quiet. I think we're gonna hire her. I can't think of a time. I can't think of a time, because if you're too quiet, then you're boring. Because if they put me off for being too talkative, then everybody was talking shit about Andrea because she was too quiet. What y'all want? What y'all really want from? What do y'all want? I don't know.
Look, let me tell you something. I know I can't be quiet. I say that at my job all the time. I say, I'm not even front come on here and say, well, I'm being quiet today. That's gonna be a lie. I'm gonna scream and holler. Y'all gonna hear me or whatever, and I don't have a problem with any of that. I'm very confident in myself. Like I said before, it's the other people who have an issue with it. It's a personal problem, not mine, and not yours either. Because for you, you're gonna find you a man that's probably going to love the fact that you speak, you have so many things to say, you have thoughts, you're not a robot. You're just not like a mannequin sitting there like,
right.
Come on. I mean, I'm not gonna ever be like that. I know back in the day, women were, we were in the corner, like, okay, it's speaking not be heard or whatever, it's saying not heard or something like that. They literally treated women like children. So in this age, I think women should be able to speak and do all these things. Now, I'm not saying disrespect the man or overtalk a man or whatever, but if you ain't saying, they better get in where you're fan. If I'm just sitting here talking and you're not gonna even try to engage in conversation, it's a problem. It's not mine.
Correct. And conversely, I know you probably get this when you come somewhere, you go to work, you go around somebody and you're not talking. That's a problem. They're like, "Are you okay?"
Oh my God!
If you just come in and sit down and be like this, just me. Like if I just come in with some of my friends, I sit down and I get on my phone. Everybody's gonna look at it. Everybody else get quiet. Like we don't know if she's about to blow up or break down, but something's going on. So I'm okay with being talkative. I feel like it's just not, I don't think it's a negative thing. I feel like I do have a lot to say about things. I have opinions. I have, thoughts. I have I like to share with people. And so I don't know, I'm okay with it. And if somebody is not okay with it, I'm okay with that. Like
true.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, that has happened to me many times. If I do get quiet for whatever reason, maybe I'm tired, it could be a lot of things. Maybe my teeth hurting. Are you okay? What's going on? Do you want to go talk somewhere? Like, no.
Especially at work.
It's an emergency.
Yes, at work. Yes, I've left meetings and had like my manager pull me to the side, like, you didn't say anything in the meeting today. Is it?
Oh Lord.
Okay? I'm like, yep, everything's fine. Well, that answer was really short. Are you sure it's okay? I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. But I appreciate. That lets you know that there are people out there that are looking forward to hearing your voice.
Yes.
That want to talk to you and want to hear you talk. So
yes.
I think, it's good that people care enough to notice, like, she's been quiet all day. Then they start getting a little nervous too.
They care enough to know, but people are also very, very nosy. And they think that, there's something to spill or something's going on, like, oh, she's being quiet, or they're afraid you're coming for them. A lot of time it's guilty. It's people who are guilty who are like, oh,
yes.
What's going on? Why are you worried about it? What do you think I know? What's happening?
Right. I'm like,
come on. Please.
Yeah, if something's going on, I'm not going to tell you.
And that might be the reason why I'm being quiet with you. Okay.
Right. I don't trust you. Or like we'll be in a group and after we leave, they'll be like, you was quiet. I don't trust so-and-so. I ain't saying nothing around them, especially at work. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't do it. So
do you think that you guys on the show, the cast, I think I've asked everyone this, do you think that you guys are put in like a box, like a character box? Because reality TV, they don't have the option to, this is a script because it's reality TV. they can't necessarily control it as they do with the script and all these things. So it's like, they want to make different characters. A villain. They've had a comedian for the past few years, a chef. Nothing against it. I'm just pointing out that's what I do. And somebody that either the aggressive one or the one that storms off and leaves. It's always something. So I'm asking you, because you were actually, on a reality show, do you think that they do that? Put you on the box?
I think that when they're going through the selection process, I think they do look for a mix of personalities. A part of the process in talking to all of these different people, I think so they can figure out a good mix. And so even if that's, least desirable personality type, somebody who's more gregarious, somebody who's more reserved, I think that they do want to have that different mix. I think that they start off, to me, I'm making this up, but I'm imagining they start off with this is the blank slate and these are the spots we need to fill. So we like this person for this, we like this person for this, we like this person for that, because everybody can't be the same. Now, do I think that they go over and beyond when they're slotting the women in these areas? Yes, because I feel like a lot of the men, there's not a lot of dynamics in the differences in men. But I feel like for the women, they got every size, shape, hair color, heel height, dress size. They got some, in 10 people, they found 10 uniquely different women, career-wise, all of that. But with the men, I'm just kind of like I have to do the work to figure out who you are and what you about, because it's not I feel like the men just kind of get to come on the show and be like,
oh wow, I didn't think about it like that. So that's real life though.
That is real life. And that women typically, I mean, not all the time, but sometimes in the dating world, as a woman, you're you feel like you have to when you're a certain I'm Ida. So as Ida, I'm this is who I am. This is how I speak. This is, this is what is special about me. This is what sets me apart. But for men, a lot of times they don't have to do that. And it's nobody's fault. It's not good or bad, but I don't think that's just not something that men do. But for the show, I don't feel like I feel like in previous seasons, they've had a more dynamic, kind of a more larger scale of different people. Like when they did, I think it was season 2 in Atlanta, they had a preacher, they had the poet, and that season was cool. It was a good, I like that season. But so I think that I'm not gonna say they got lazy with this one, but the men's selection, I just feel like it wasn't they didn't go out of their way to say, you know what, we need to mix it up this season. I think they did a good job of mixing it up with the women and having a lot of different personality types with the women and a lot of different looks and everything, conversation, sense of humor, because the irony of Tressa being a comedian, but really being I'm not here to make you laugh. The irony of that, I love that shit. So she's yeah, I don't like telling people I'm a comedian because that's what I'm not here to make you laugh. Yes, Tressa, I love her. But
yes,
so I thought they did a good job in picking the women, but maybe because it wasn't such a deep dive with the men, maybe that's why they shared a brain and was yeah, I had to talk a lot. Yeah, I had to talk. If it's 8 men in the room that feel like I talk a lot, I'm happy to go home. Okay, bye. Well, all y'all feel that way? Okay, bye.
I'm gonna tell you something. To me, the last year, Ready to Love, not to talk too much about them, but I feel like that the men last year had a lot more, too much going on.
Yeah.
Yes, too much was happening. I'm sorry. And so they wanted the women to come through. It was okay.
But it made it interesting though.
But I believe the women can bring it too. Now women. Now women can bring it too. That's why I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. I guess you'll be watching the show with us, so you're not gonna know a lot of things that will happen in the season until you see it on TV with us.
Okay.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna be watching it. You do it live on Fridays, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm gonna be in the chat with the shock face. be there. I'm gonna be on here.
He's so silly.
Guys, this shit crazy.
Oh my God! Look, see, you are gonna okay? Because I know that every time the reunion comes on, any show, I don't care what the show's about, they always save the juiciest tea and the ooh ahs and all of this. Because Khalil told me, he said he's scared.
What is he scared of?
I don't know. He said I'm scared for the reunion. I was like, why? I said, well, I mean, I understand if you've never experienced that and you're not that type. He said, we'll chill, lay back. Okay. He just said, I'm scared.
To be fair, I fear not, because I've watched the previous reunions and the people who go home first, they'd be like, so how you been doing? All right, after the commercial break, we're gonna go to such and such. I'll be like, yes, let me go sit on this back row. Thank you, bye. So like,
I can't wait. See,
that's how they do typically. But
let me get my popcorn.
there, if there, we're just gonna see what happens. I just hope that people just realize that all of us live in Houston in real life. So, let's be wise. Let's be kind. Let's not be unnecessary, because after the reunion, like, the show is over. We still have, like, let's still remember that we're just humans. Like, we still gonna be in the same. Like, I just saw, like I said last weekend, I saw Kyra out. I went to dinner with Amber last night. I saw I saw Ron out last Saturday. Like, we still see each other out. So, like, I'm just saying,
I gotta have her on at the reunion, because I have a feeling that if I have her on the reunion, I'm gonna be on the flow. So I'm gonna have to have you on here at the reunion, because I swear, I just got the. Even we talking about the reunion instead of reviewing it together, it's cool. I don't care. Somebody in the chat says, if anyone has asked this already, nobody has, Bright Star, would Ida do it again, or did she just enjoy the experience this one time? Good question.
I would do a reality TV show again. I think that I would have way more questions, and I would just be able to really walk in the knowledge that I have already. So I think I would be like super ready. Like, I could tell, like, when we were filming with KG is like, I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. Like, he kind of had that confidence because he'd done it already. Yeah. So yeah, I think I would do it. I would do it again. I would do a show again. I mean, why not?
Would you do any reality show or just this particular show?
I'm not doing like Naked and Afraid or nothing like that. But yeah, I can't think of it like that kind of stuff. Like, we got to go in the woods and make fire by ourselves. I don't see it for me. I don't see it for me. But
would you do something like Big Brother? And I ask everybody this because you said you would.
Mm-hmm. I would.
The coin is nice. See, this thing about it, people sleep on them. The other side, that coin is nice, and necessarily you don't have to be on the show the entire time to get a good coin. Trust and believe that.
Right? Yeah, I would do Big Brother. I mean, what's her name? Elizabeth Hasselbeck. I can't remember what reality show she came from, but she didn't went on about her business. Married an NFL player. She was on The View. All of this stuff. Yes. I want to say she was on Survivor.
I can't remember which one she was on, but yeah, she did start out like that. And the thing about it, they're actually still have applications. I'll send it to you. They're still open for this season.
Okay.
I'll send it to you today. Mainstream Beauty says, hi ladies, what is something the producers can do to make the show more comfortable for the cast?
If I can be 1000% honest, I would like to have hair and makeup on set all day. This is not from a vanity standpoint, but when we film for 10 hours for the mixer, and I'm like, okay, because we didn't have, since we use the inside of the house and all the facilities, anything you brought with you, they had it like basically like on another part of the property. So if I needed like my lipstick, somebody literally had to go get it, and like I'll be like, so if they could have hair and makeup on site all day, I think that would make it really comfortable. If they could have something like at some point we have been standing all day. A lot of people's feet were hurting. A lot of people just wanted things like, okay, do y'all have water? Do y'all like? It was just small nuances. Like when they fed us dinner, we ordered dinner from like some restaurant, and it was like an actual dinner. But then the staff had Chick-fil-A, and everybody was like, shit, we want some Chick-fil-A, like, you know, just little things like that. You know, that we were like, but
I get you.
just small things. It wasn't anything like the producers themselves, they are they're like our age, they're very relatable, they are super nice. Like they do a very, very good job picking the producers because we have to be comfortable opening up to them and we have to be comfortable talking to them. We have to trust them. And that's another thing, like when people are like, oh, why can't you tell them no when they ask you to do something? Because it's not like they're standing over you in some authority position, like, you need to do this right now. No, it's the person who you just spent 4 hours with interviewing and laughing with and talking to yesterday that's like, hey, can you do such and such and such? And you're like, oh yeah, no problem. So they do a great job from that perspective. I would just say from the just the kind of accommodations on set, at least just for the mixer, because I was like, I really need like some translucent powder. Like y'all ain't gonna have me out here looking greasy, but whatever. And so when I did say stuff like, I need somebody to bring me my bag so I can do XYZ, they would be like, I'm like, well, I'm not going back outside till I get my bag because I need to put my lipstick back on. Like shit like that. Because you're not gonna have me out here with the red around here and no red right now.
Right. Exactly.
Then they would have been, they would have showed all of that. They'd have been like, look at her. No lipstick in the middle of her lips. No.
I think Naya mentioned that she got mad because she hadn't ate all day or something. She wanted to go home because she had been filming. She did speak about a little different, but complaining.
The small accommodations.
Yes, yes. Mainstream Beauty, welcome to the chat. I don't want to. She's been on here for almost an hour. I don't want to keep her too long. Even though she looks flawless, I will say that. Maybe me look crazy. Mainstream Beauty says, do you think the show? I'm sorry. Do you think the show should have more men? Is that what you said? Oh yeah. Do you think the show should have more men than women?
Listen, when they were at the mixer, when they were like, we had a surprise for y'all. And I don't want to say exactly what I said. I was standing in the back. They had me, when they lined the women and the men up outside, they had me kind of standing in between the men and the women. So I was really standing with the men because I was taller than all the women, I guess, whatever. And so I turned to the guys. I think Stacey was standing in front of me, and like I was standing next to like Khalil, and they were like, "What a surprise for y'all!" And I was like, "Girl, I hope it's some more men." And so everybody was laughing. I was like, "No, for real." And then the door opened and KG came out. And if you go back to the episode in that moment, and they showed me, I'm like, I thought they was gonna bring out a new. Everybody, I was like, we already know him. Like, if you look, like every time they show the girls going, oh my God, I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
All the pictures of me are like I like AG, but I was just like, we already know him.
No, sauce.
Right. I was like, what is that? What that new? But I think that's a great idea if the intention was really to help people find love. I don't know. The name of the show is Ready to Love. And so I think that is very literal. Are you ready to love? We didn't say you was going to find love. We didn't say we're here to find you love, but are you ready to love? So I think that people need to take that very literally, because in my mind, if the show is about facilitating love, like the potential to find love between these people, then I think it would go a little differently. For example, I said this in one of my interviews after I got eliminated. I reached out and asked production for somebody's phone number, and they wouldn't give it to me. And so I finally saw that person like 3 months later in the streets. He told me, he asked them for my number too, and they were like, no. So are y'all trying to help people find love, or what's that about? I don't know.
Wow, that's a blocking right there. I don't understand that one. Huh? Interesting.
I don't.
So are they playing matchmaker? Is what it sounds like. Are the producers actually the matchmakers on the show? Matchmaking who's supposed to be together?
I'm gonna say no and yes, because they have to like if I say, hey, I want to go on a date, if I'm still on the show, hey, I want to go on a date with somebody, and the producers can say, can facilitate that and put the date together. But like it has to go through them. You can't just be like, listen, we're gonna be at Chili's Friday, pull up if y'all want to. No.
Wow.
That's not how this works. You can't tell them where they're going. That you have to talk to them about your dates and stuff like that. So
let me ask you a question about Troy, because I've heard Troy name in the chat like he comes up a lot in my in my reviews, and I tell him all the time, don't hate me, because when I do my reviews about him, I put flies around Troy. Okay, so somebody asked, did he put his lips on you in the chat earlier? I just didn't.
Absolutely not. Troy was one of the people who, I don't. Anybody who knows me knows I don't really like that kind of attention, like lips on my face. But gotcha. Troy was one of the people who I met, and it, like he was cool. Like immediately, like we were just cool. Like it wasn't like we didn't sit down and like get to know each other and stuff like that. So like you see, when I went home, he was like unbothered. He was neutral. You could tell he was neutral because we didn't really spend a lot of time together. Like we talked, like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Like I'm Ida, I'm Troy, but I will say that I wasn't with him all day, but I do feel like, they are like driving a narrative about him. And he said all that stuff he said. Okay, we know that though, that's his voice, right? However, I know for a fact, like we were in line to go to the restroom at the mixer, and I had to tell, I forgot who it was, because we had just got there, kind of. It was two guys outside the restroom talking about like, oh, so-and-so fine, so-and-so fine. So everybody does that. The women even did it. If they made a compilation of, like, I even sat down with Tommy and I went through, like we were sitting on the porch and all the men were out there and I was like, I like him. Like everybody did it. So I think that they are making it look bad, and like it may not have been consensual. You didn't see nobody doing Troy like this.
Oh yeah, right.
You didn't really. And so I think he's kind of getting a bad rap. When I feel like now all this kissing stuff, I don't go for that. I'm not a kisser. Not that. No. I don't know anything about that. I ain't seen nobody getting kissed on. Maybe because that's not my business. But as far as them like making a compilation of him just saying like suggestive things, okay, I don't know. I don't know if that should be like the character that that's what they're painting him as. I'm just gonna say that. But that's fucked up.
Well, he should have never came out and said, well, my signature is the kiss on the cheek. You know what I mean? I'm like, that just, I just imagine some large keys and a van in the back. I was like, what?
Or is it just, the pool hall mech? Is that the pool hall mech? Like, you go to the hole in the wall and where they serving alcohol after 2. Is it that vibe? I'm like, that was like when he said that, like that's the vibe. Like, depending on where you go, you might be like, okay, girl, we're going to the hole in the wall tonight. And your mind already goes to what's about the vibe, right? You're right. I can stop you up with a biscuit, Yeah. And baby, that's a compliment. You like, oh my God, you're crazy. Yes, a double Hennessy. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh,
it's like me and my girls, okay? Okay. Right. You want
in a wing basket. And y'all said y'all got wings tonight.
Don't forget the fries with cheese on it, please. Thank you.
Right. And he gonna sit there in his little FUBU shirt and give you all the compliments, and you just like, that's the vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't feel like it was perverse. I just felt like that's what it put me in the mind of. Like, it's just some people who are like that.
Everything smell like Irish Spring liquor and cologne all together.
Oh baby. And their haircuts are fresh. And the pens, so they got the free doctors.
Oh God,
listen, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Somebody, C. Perry, welcome to the chat. Says my favorite line will always be, "Why are you asking me? Lying down up and ask them. I plan to make a meme or GIF." Who said that? That was you said.
I said that at the end of the show when they asked me, "Why do I think I'm going home?"
That's right. Then that is a pretty tight line. That should be. You know what? You need to get it on the shirt. You need to get on the shirt because that actually because that tail to the couch and all those different things that I forgot what Denise said. Oh, keep it cute. All these, you need to copy that.
Yes. Get these shirts popping.
Take a screenshot of that or whatever, and that needs to be your tag because that is clean. It even goes all together because everybody gonna start saying that. Go and get that trademark in there.
Let me go and get it in.
You better trademark that because somebody gonna use that, and you need to go and get that coin because everybody gonna start saying it's gonna be a new tagline for 2021. I like that.
Hope so.
I like that. Line them up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, line them up and ask them. I want to know, like when you when at the end of a trial, the judge asks each juror, like, if you agree with this verdict, that get him out here. I need to know if they agree with this verdict. I want to know.
Hold on, somebody said the Stinson and Cologne. I didn't even see this. Hold on. They said Pool Hall Mac vibes. It was fried fish at the pool hall. Come on, fried fish.
Oh yeah, they don't have no ventilation. They don't have a license to be cooking. Child.
Sweating like a mug.
Oh yeah. Over there drinking Crown Royal. You want what you drinking?
You know you hot as fire. Somebody said
yes.
Here's one way of saying I'll drink your bath water. I was done.
Who are you talking about, Troy?
Yes.
Again, pool hall. If somebody said that to you in the pool hall, what's about to happen? He about to make it money fall on you.
Oh, let me tell you, the blue look. It's about 2 a.m. and the blue song that came on is about to close down. Look,
and he want to know. You know this dance? I'm like, no. Is a dance to this?
Somebody says handing out scratch offs that don't hit. Y'all need to stop.
Baby, pool hall vibes. Listen. I can start a whole thread on pool hall vibes. After hours vibes.
Oh my God, not the scratch offs that don't hit. Come on now,
baby. Oh my goodness. That. Oh my God.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Stacey said, did he say that about the bathwater? I don't know. I don't know that to be a fact.
Did he say that? Wait, I don't know if he said that.
I don't know. I shower. Baths are unhygienic for women.
It really not little girls or women. Let's go ahead and get that together. Okay.
Ask your gynecologist. I shower.
Real. Including powder. Hey, somebody said
hey, I don't get into the powder. I love
we gotta have her. Look, we gotta have her back on. I gotta have her and Stacey on. If I had them both on, I'd be rolling because I was rolling yesterday. I'm telling you, y'all are hilarious. Y'all missed y'all calling. Y'all need to do a little thing together online or something. Oh, that would be cute. That would be cute.
That would be.
If you two got together and did something like, come on, do your little lives or whatever, the Instagram or something. I think that'd be so cute. Yes. Come on now. Y'all better capitalize on this point.
Maybe Stacey and I'll do live
whatever. No, I told y'all I want to have y'all on the reunion do some funny commentary because I believe y'all say some stuff. Stacey and y'all won't care. Stacey said y'all can't handle us together. I'm gonna just be laughing the whole time, Stacey. Anyway, it don't matter. I'm gonna be rolling. She's so silly.
Listen, we're gonna get it popping. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen at the reunion, especially because last year was the first year I feel like they really spilled tea at the reunion. Like the 2 years before, like the year before, Mina or whoever getting with the guy that other girl was with, I was like, try that happen every day. There ain't no tea. But when they start rolling that video last year at the reunion,
I'm talking about Simone and everything and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm so glad that they, got just cleared, and they didn't leave them looking crazy. Now let's see if they leave me looking crazy. They probably will.
I don't know, no, because they're gonna want to take it up a step further, so they're gonna show it all. And see, even when I talked to Simone on here, I didn't realize it. Well, I mean, she told me, but I didn't think about the time. She had just filmed the reunion, so she came onto my live like that morning up. They has, y'all be up all night. Filming all night. It was like that morning around 11, 12. She came on there. She was boom, 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 boom. And I didn't think about it. She was fresh off that reunion. That was my best. I'm telling you. That interview was.
She was ready.
Yes, she was. She was just like, look, and and that's one of those interviews that I did not know was going to happen that way. It was so genuine. So, look, I need to have y'all on after the reunion because y'all gonna be feeling all type of ways that we ain't gonna know. And I just want to get here, see y'all watching review with the crowd because they love you. This chat gets hype, but they really hype for you. I'm serious.
Oh, well, I need to come on this chat because I had to stop watching people's videos and all this stuff. So I know this is a safe place for me. So I'll come back here. But a lot of videos or like Twitter and all this stuff, like I got somebody sent me a DM the other day. It was an audio message. I was like, oh yeah, who is this?
Okay.
So I tap on it and it's somebody and they go, yeah. I'm glad you got eliminated because you need to shut up sometime.
Oh my God.
And that was all it said. And he was yelling to the top of his lungs. I was like, right?
Now you too deep in this, baby.
You're too deep. And a man at that?
Yeah. No, he's not a man, dear. Not at all. No. That's just not like a child.
Odd. So odd.
I hate that y'all have to. I can't imagine. Because even as a blogger, I get negative comments like, oh, you know what you're talking about and blah, blah, blah. So I can't even imagine what y'all get. That is, wow.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. If you, well, no, don't do that. Because I was going to say, my sister is already like, I'm going to end up meeting up in person with some of these people from the Facebook group. I was like, I'm not in that group. So for good reason.
So me and my sister, because look, my sister is like me, her both. If she tell me, she'd be scared to tell me something. I don't want to tell you what happened.
Oh, okay. So you're that sister for me. So like my two older sisters, I have to be very careful what I tell them because you can't untell them nothing. Woo. So, but now the internet, you know, like in my middle sister, I found out that she is like making a list, and so you know.
Okay.
I'm like, listen, I don't want to know about it. I don't care. I just found out like the day before yesterday that they showed me tripping over my dress in the Mixer episode. I didn't even know that because I'm like, oh, okay, that's unfair, but okay, whatever.
I didn't even speak. See, I didn't even speak about that. That to me, what's the purpose of me? I never said that. And I don't see the point of doing that.
Yeah.
I don't
and because we all know it was filmed and they could have used a better shot, and if they used what they wanted to use, this shows a lot of things, but comedic is not one mostly. So I'm just like, okay, whatever.
I fall down all the time. Oh my God!
I was about to say, I'm a person who will like literally trip like over myself. Like I'm that person. I'm very, very clumsy. I'm a person who like can never, ever, ever find my car. I could be in the store for 5 minutes, come out like, did my car get stolen? Like I am very clumsy and all of that. So I was unbothered. I was just like, okay, well, all right. But unbothered.
I would have made a video. Let me tell you something. I know myself very well because I love doing, I'm a visual. You see me with my stuff on my videos. I would have had a video of myself falling over and over and me in the background laughing. And I would have had me blown up in the background, falling, and me sitting here talking about it. That's how I am. I hit my head this morning trying to come here to get to the interview. I'm very clumsy. My daughter is too. She's talking about me all the time. I'm clumsy like my mama. That stuff don't bother me. I'd have been laughing about it. Let me blow it up.
Yeah, I didn't even see it because I guess I started the episode late. Because I watched it live. I started it late, so I missed that part. But somebody mentioned it to me, and I was like, "Oh,
why would they even mention it?" See, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
there's some.
They were telling me like, I was telling them how I felt played and how I didn't finish the episode.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They're like, "Yeah, why did they show that part? You took off your dress." I said they did.
Okay.
I was like, "Oh, well." Once I saw Jason saying like whatever he said, I was like, "Okay." Anyway, like. So maybe I'll watch it one day. I don't know. At this point, it's done.
It sounds like it's nothing. It sounds like
I
didn't even bring it up in none of my videos. To me, there's some things that I just there's no point of even saying that. Lord, I don't know.
But I feel you, and I agree.
I give my honest opinion. I'm a very blunt person, but at the same time, I show love and respect at the same exact time because I saw a show that I took an interest in that it showed people of color who were independent professional and were dating on TV and weren't acting ratchet and weren't throwing a drink across the room and weren't doing the ooh ooh ah, you know. And so I was intrigued by a show such as this, and it wasn't like, no offense, Flavor Flav, because I did watch the show many times.
Oh, baby, I go on YouTube sometimes and type in New York's best moments because baby, that was real reality TV right there.
It was some good, some bad, but and we learned a lot from that. And we have to be a pioneer or something. So I felt like the New Yorks, all of those things, it brought us to this point, and we still can get it down, but we don't have to get down like with the spitting, which we didn't do that part. I'll leave it at that. But look at her face.
My God, it was a miracle that Pumpkin survived that.
Look, that could not have been Louisiana. That could not have been or Texas. I don't know where it was filmed at, but I said, baby, if that was a Texan or a Louisiana woman, this show would have had a different ending. Somebody on the floor, it would be a Portia moment. Seriously.
Oh my God. Yeah, she would have got drugged. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
That's still one of the worst things ever. That's still one of the worst things I've seen on TV ever.
Yes, it grosses me out. I can't really watch it. When I first watched it, because I couldn't help it because it was happening. I remember I rewinded. I was like, did she actually? Because I get grossed out very easily, but I couldn't watch it.
And it was a lot.
Yes. And I know myself. I would have said, God, I'm sorry. Mama, grandma who watch me, everybody, I apologize. I'm about to embarrass you on TV right now at this moment. Seriously. Oh Lord.
That was terrible.
I've had I've had 3 interviews the past 3 days, and I have enjoyed all 3 of them. But I'm gonna tell you something, Ida. You are a whole personality. You are hilarious. You are beautiful. You have like just a quoi about yourself. So you should do something, and that's why I already sent it to you. The application that I was telling you about, because you need to be on TV. You need, not just because a TV thing, but just you just have it. You do have it. So even though you got sent, it may be a blessing because God has other plans for you anyway. So
I agree. There are definitely other plans for me, and maybe this was just a
platform.
It got me to here because we would have never met had I not been on the show.
No, you will come on here anyway. I remember I told you that from the get-go. I was like, look, I think I hit you up before the show first even.
Oh yeah, you were like, listen, later on, I'm gonna hit you up. And I'm thinking, we can talk now, sis, because I already knew I was going home.
Well, see, I didn't know that. See, I have respect for the cast. I had respect for the cast because I had to learn, being a newer blogger when I was greener, I had to learn that there's a process. I'm not going to ask you to put yourself or mess your money up just to come on my little platform. So I approached it in a different way, in a respectful way. So, but I hope to have you on at the reunions. I think we would have a blast. I really do. Especially talking about the people and you say, "Ooh, I bet you didn't know this." I know you'll do that.
Yes, I'm ready. I am so ready. I'm ready.
I feel it. It's right here. I feel it.
And it's coming up soon. So I don't know when it's going to air, but it's coming up soon. So.
Oh, we'll be talking behind the scenes in between to that time. So yeah, I'm gonna plan something. Cool. I've been on here for over an hour 20 minutes. Let me get her off of here. I know you guys enjoyed her in the chat. Thank you for being very respectful. But we are going to bid Miss Ida adieu. So with that being said, this is hold on, my thing. I gotta do something creative all the time. This is the end